What's up everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, and check out this bad boy. It's the new tugboat from Heng. Heng does make RC tanks, 1/16 scale tanks, fully radiator controlled, all that kind of good stuff. You would have seen it on my channel before, but they also make this sweet workboat, or it's a tugboat, and it's a radiator control with 2x4 gigahertz 5-channel controller. This guy primarily we used as like a rescue boat for my other boats, so I thought this will look pretty cool. I saw it on Banggood website and I liked it, so when you have more info, go check out the link down below. But it does have some little novel features. It has some like scale details, but it also does shoot water, if that's what you're into. But let's go through it really quickly. Not much around the box apart from these cool cats that want to get rescued, but it's got some details like a lifeboat, sprays water, and it's also got a 2x4 gigahertz controller, and you spray water with the two buttons on the controller itself. But enough of that, let's have a look inside the box. Alrighty, that looks pretty cool. We'll get rid of all this foam and let's have a close look, but it does look pretty cool. Some pretty cool details if you like it, or I'm not sure how scale they are, but I'm not a tugboat aficionado, but it does look cool. You get two instruction manuals. One is for the 1/16 scale battle tank. What that is, this is the same charger and battery that you get with the 1/16 scale tank, so read that or not. And here is the instruction manual for the actual tugboat itself. Basic info, how to recharge it. Got a 7.4 volt battery in there as well. And it's got a lot of accessories that you need to install on the boat itself. Got the tyres, the tower, spray gun, lights, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, you want to read this one unless you just want to be poking and prodding to see where everything goes. Now next up we have a 2.4 gigahertz controller. Check out that quality. That's a bad boy and a half. It's got takes one 9-volt battery, but it's used 2x4 gigahertz. And like I said, I can probably change all this in and out anyway. I just wanted it for the cool factor of being a tugboat to get my other more expensive boats that might be wanting to sink in the middle of the lake. So I'm going to be using this on and off switch. It's got these two buttons here that you push to spray the water. It's not for your antenna, it's not going to snap off if the little one's using it. Yeah, basic wheel. Easy stuff. Now let's go through all the accessories. This one is the tyres, your water tower, and as you can see, that's a nozzle that picks up the water and sprays it out of there. Antenna tube with American flag on there. 9-volt battery. I checked it on my tongue to see if it's good. A super powerful charger here. It's got a max output of 800 milliamp hours. Yeah! And you also get this boat stand. Now let's have a quick look around this guy. It does look, like I said, fairly scale. I'm not too sure exactly if it is, but the port side here, or the left side, you can see it's got some nice detail. Very similar to the actual starboard side or the right side. We've got a lifeboat on this side as it is, but nice tower there. It is fairly detailed. Exhaust stacks, little hand. All these, all this stuff is all plastic, but it is, it's a lot. It is separately applied, and you can see it is in different colours, so it does kind of make it look a little bit better, not just the one colour. Now the bow, the front of the ship, it looks cool. It's got this nice, what I like it for is it has this rubber, it's kind of part here where you can, if you don't want to do the technique of, you have an empty bottle with a bit of fishing line attached to the end of your boat, and you can wrap it around the actual boat that you're retrieving. I thought this rubber would be cool. Maybe it can kind of stick against the hull of the boat that you're trying to retrieve as well. But anyway, we'll definitely try that out. The stern or the back of the ship looks, it's got a lot of nice detail on there. It's got this little, this doesn't be, you can't use this, like you can't winch this in on this rope, on this kind of actual little crane here, but it does activate up and down just by a little friction sleeve there, nothing to it. This rope is, well, it's like one layer wrapped around and tied off, so you can't actually pull it out. But at the bottom here you got this, there's your rudder. It's like a duct system. There's your motor, your stuffing tube is in there, and this unit spins left and right to give you left and right movement of the boat. Now the hull, fairly unique. It's got these little lines up here that actually the water gets sucked up in there, and it's got a little reservoir, and that reservoir is feeding this little tube that when you activate the pump to spray, picks it up from there. That's a little pickup and it shoots it out there. So that's how it actually gets water for that sprayer, so it sucks it in there. But I'll open up the boat and we'll have a close look at that as well. But yeah, it's got some nice detail inside the cab there. It's got a little steering wheel if you're into that kind of stuff. It does have LED lights as well up here. These green and red lights do work. You can see the cabling going to that, and you can also access inside the boat through this little latch here as well. With this little, how you get? Oh, there we go. It's funny though, it's got latches here, but you have to undo a screw. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, let's have a look what's inside and what's powering this bad boy. Okay, now in order for me to separate the two halves, I need to get rid of a lot of plastic, including the two exhaust stacks, because there's a screw on either side hiding underneath those guys. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 screws it looks like I need to get rid of so we can separate it, and then we can see what makes this tugboat tick. So after we took out all those screws, here is what's inside. This part here is sealed, and this part collects the water through those two vents at the bottom. There's a pump here that pumps it up through that little tube, pumps it into this system, and this smaller tube goes out the top and attaches to that water tower. And then, what else we have here? We have our normal brushed motor. Nothing is water cooled here because I guess it's not going to be revving out too hard. You have a stuffing tube down there along with a plastic little joint there. I'm not too sure about the controls, if they're fully proportional. We'll figure that out. So there's your rudder trim there, there's your motor, and your speed controller would be there as well. I might actually later on rip all this stuff out and put a brushless system in there just for some giggles. There is your power, and also includes a 7.4 volt 1800 milliamp hour battery as well, and that lies up like that, so straight up just like that in that little battery holder. And that's why there's that other top hatch here, so you don't have to undo the whole top, you just undo that top hatch to get to the battery. You can see it's a Tamiya style connector, and underneath there it's got like a ballast. That's it looks like a rock wrapped in some cellophane. So that's how to keep the ballast down, and everything as it should. But that's how it works. Nothing much else to it. Everything's just blow mold injected plastic, it looks like. Nothing fancy here at all. But at the price point it's not going to be. So don't expect some super high quality stuff here. It's more just it is what it is. You get what you paid for. But if you want more info, check out the link down below. It is from Banggood. But let me put all this back together. Let me put these accessories on, and we'll have a close look when it's all buttoned up. Okay, now put all the screws back in, and realistically I don't think you need to access these two screws under these smokestacks. The top, this whole cabin stays connected to the top of the green hole and comes off together. So anyway, so next up we've got to put this whole unit on. Now, if I can get this, whatever. Now we have you can see a little water pipe there, and that's just got to be like a push fitting in there, push and twist to keep it all nice and sealed. And then once that's all done, you kind of just push fit it in here, and there you go. Have a third hand there, you see it? My son loves it. He's like, oh cool, it shoots water, gotta get it. So that's it. So that's push fit in there. So basically, like I mentioned with water fitting, you kind of 2 steps, push and twist, so it seals it up. So that's going to be drawing out with that little pump and shooting out there. Hopefully, so they're all back together. Now we've got to put all the accessories on. There's the boat stand. And you can see that goes that way. So it's got 2 to shallow at the front, and at the back it's a V's to fit in to this really deep cut section right there. And there we go. Okay, now next up we've got these tyres, and they look pretty good. They are rubber, if that's any consolation. And all you need to do is, you've got this little imitation, there's like a chain, it's just flexible rubber. And what that does, you kind of push this through, and you just stick it back through the eye, just like that, and hang it over the side of the boat. just like Zach did. Look at that, perfect. There we go, perfect timing. That's it, that's all it does. So you put them all along the boat, just along this side and on the other side, and that's one of the major details. This is why it's cool as well for a recovery boat, because you can rub against the boat you want to pick up on and kind of grip it with the rubber, and it'll just bounce off with plastic to plastic. So that's done. A few more other parts on there. There's all the tyres. Looks cool with all the tyres on there. Much more realistic. And you just have another few little odds and ends that just fit in. It's all in the instruction manual as well. So we got the rope bolt. They call it the rope bolt. So that goes at the front, just in here, and it's all just pressure fit in. Pressure fit and don't break it. There we go. It's in there. We have another little plastic piece here, and this is a Searchlight. There's a Searchlight, and that goes on the back. Not on the back, sorry, on the front, just in these two holes. There's no light in this one, but there are two LEDs next to it. Would have been easier to install this without the water cannon on top. I might just move that. It's got these little clips that you push near the side to do that, so that's easier. So now that's out of the way. There we go. And also we have these smaller water cannons which don't actually do anything. They're just for looks. That just sit on either side, just here. Push those guys in there. And that is it. 1, 2. And then we can push this guy back in, and we are good to go. So I went the wrong way around. Make sure that's all in there. That's it. Look at that. That is done. Now everything should be ready to go. So that's how she looks when it's all together. The top hole is here, or the front little hole here, and that goes just like that. I don't know why you need a screw as well. I guess you don't really need to put that back on, but it's got these little levers here that it locks it in place, so we can put that down there, lock it all into place, and you are ready to rock and roll. So let's get the battery plugged in. Let's put a small 9-volt battery in the 2.4 Gigahertz controller and just see if everything works. Okay, radio's on. Let's plug it back in. I haven't charged it yet, so to make sure everything works. There we go. Everything is on. Now, is there an on and off switch? Aha. And it won't turn on because not only it fills up with water for the water cannon, but that also helps with the buoyancy. Now I was reading, funny, I actually read the instructions. You have to manually hold the boat for around 30 seconds when you put the boat in water to let the water storage fill, otherwise the boat will capsize. So that's what that's saying. It also says if the boat comes out of water, it'll automatically switch off. So it must be one of those water triggers that only works when it's in the water. So we have to get this guy in the water then. Sweet. What's up, guys? Here at the lake. Where are we, Luke Ray?
We're at Davidson Park.
Beautiful place. Water. The first time I put the boat in, and what you have to do, you set it in the water, give it about 30 seconds so that tank can fill up with water, and it won't actually work until it has water in there. It's got like a micro switch, and then once that's full of water, it's got like, it acts as like a ballast and keeps, you know, pretty steady. But yeah, it won't work otherwise. But here we go. Yeah, I don't expect a speed demon out of it. One thing I noticed that I thought this one might have, but it actually, I'm pleased it does. It's proportional controls for the throttle anyway. So I think the previous version was just like on-off, but
slow down.
So there we go. Let's try that water cannon. So we'll bring it up towards us, and it does also have two LEDs. You can see on top of where it says, I think, Super on that cab. Has LEDs there, but if we push these water buttons, let's have a look, let's see if it pumps any water. Oh, I can hear something. There we go. See
Hey!
that?
It's like me in the morning.
Yes. So you got two buttons on the controller. These two buttons here. So you push that, either one does the same thing. Well, that shoots pretty far. What's that? 3 meters?
Yeah.
Give or take.
Oh, look at that. Hold on. Let's see if we can.
And it stays on. You got to push the switch again to turn it off. So that's pretty
So
good.
which one again, Steve?
These two, mate. On, and you push it again to turn it off. But let's go for a bit of a...
Don't forget that. It's our rescue boat. So.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to go too far. So it is semi-proportional. I guess it's got speed steps, so it's not, at least it's not just on or off. Let's just go for a bit of
Look at that bad boy.
And this is a later model as well, so it does have 2x4 Gigahertz control as well, so it is better than the FM one, which the old one had.
And what are we running it on, Stephen?
It comes with a Li-on battery, but I changed it for just a
Li-on?
two-cell LiPo, and it's 2200, so it does fit in there nicely. But that's full stick, so yeah, it's not a speed boat, that's for sure. But you know, it's scale. You definitely need that ballast in the bottom, as you can see, rocking back and forth. Yeah, the steering I think is not as proportional as the throttle. I think it's yay or nay. But the throttle definitely has some speed steps to it, which is nice. Does look pretty nice in the water though. And obviously, like it, because it has that duct at the back, it won't turn unless you have throttle. Yeah, zoom in a little bit there, great. Let's get some nice. There we go. Look at that. So that should be a pretty good rescue boat. What do you reckon, Luke?
Yeah, well, we're going to need it.
We'll try it today.
We're going to put it through its paces.
And all those accessories on it, those tyres on the side are actually real rubber.
Hey, Steve-o, no wind today.
No wind? Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Right, now just stop.
Send that!
Yeah. Alright, the battery just wasn't charged, so I put the stock one that comes with it in there. Not too sure if the ESC can take lipos, but yeah, there. Not much, you know. Here's what it is. Does look pretty cool though, going around. But like I said, it's you need to be on the throttle to turn.
That's with every boat.
Yeah, especially if this one's got that kind of duct. Picking up some juice there, look at that guy. Yeah, pretty cool.
Nice and scale.
Yeah.
Shoot Luke Ray with a water cannon.
Yeah, let's shoot Luke over the water. If I can steer the right way.
There's a rock right here, bro.
Yeah.
There's a rock right there.
Show the water cannon again, push the button. It shoots pretty far. But like I said, that's like you in the morning, Luke, right? But I think we'll wrap it up there, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Link is in the description if you want to go check it out.
Who the... What?
There we go. Happy days. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. It was a quick one. See, if we got to recover the boats later on, we'll get this guy out and we'll see how good it works. What do you reckon?
I have no trust.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let's go full stick so we can go up the run and get it.
Oh, beach stairs.
Beach stairs, bro!